What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a live show, call-in show. Skipped it last week, so here we are because some of you were asking for a call-in show. And we're gonna talk about what I actually wanted to describe as a crazy day, but actually, if you deep it, there was nothing really crazy about it. Just a matter of the fact that it's 7 days, so about 6 days actually, to be honest, and we still have done absolutely nothing at this moment in time. It's all links. It's all rumors, and it's all kind of excitement. The rumors are excitement. The rumors suggest that we are about to sign, I don't know, 4 players apparently. And that's just not gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen. That's what we're gonna talk about. Koopmeiners, Gonzalez, excuse me, Conceicao and Jadon Sancho, because actually that was kind of the news that dominated the day. Not so much Gonzalez and Koopmeiners, but especially Sancho and Conceicao. But before we do that, as always, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Link to call in is in the chat. Always, I will put it in the chat every 10 minutes or so, so you can call in and you can have your say. Yeah, but I was out yesterday, and that was kind of when the news start popping up that we were back in for Jadon Sancho, that we are back in talks for Conceicao, and that the Koopmeiners thing is still the same, that the Gonzalez one is moving in a good direction slowly. And it looked all kind of breaking news-ish, It looked like it was all new news. That it looked like the way it got kind of, how do you want to say it, reported. It got reported in a way that it felt like, or it made people believe that, oh my God, we are moving at lightning pace right now to get this deal done. And that's actually not the case. Because it's 6-7 days until the end of the window, and nothing has changed. We still are offering loan deals for all of these players. So, like, if we have players with a good amount of value, which Gonzalez has, a high amount of value, Conceicao has, even Jadon Sancho has, Koopmeiner have. If we were in this situation, let's say we were an Atalanta fan, or a Porto fan, or a Fiorentina fan, and a club was going, let's say we're talking about Bremer. And a club was pushing to sign Bremer in the last 7 days of the window on loan with an option to buy. What would you say, being that fan, being a Juve fan, if that was Bremer in this instant and not Conceicao, or like not Gonzalez or Koopmeiners, whatever? What would you say? We would say the same thing, just get out of here. And if you want him, we probably would say, if the player was pushing to move, get out of here. But still, you want to get the money. No option. And that's kind of the same situation. So Nico Shira and all these guys can put out tons of information. But if you read between the lines, nothing has changed. I saw Nico Shira talk on YouTube saying if Porto decides to accept Conceição's offer, he will be a Juve player. I'm like, yeah, no shit. If you make an offer and the club accepts that offer, then yeah, you're going to sign for that club. Like, that's not news. It feels like it's news, but it's not news. News is that Porto right now are not willing to accept that deal, and they shouldn't, to be honest. They absolutely should not accept a loan with an option. If Man U do that for Jadon Sancho, I can see that, because Ten Hag and him are like ice and fire. It doesn't go together. So I get why Man U are like, you know what? Loan him out with an option, and we will see. Maybe he does well, and they buy him. If not, we'll figure it out next summer. But at least we got that quote-unquote problem out of the club, because he doesn't get a loan with Ten Hag, and it would only be questions for an entire season. So I get that in that situation. But with Fiorentina, same thing. If you are offering loans and you're actually lowballing what Fiorentina want, then there is no update. And clubs right now, they know we are extremely desperate. Like, we're in a situation where everybody knows, not just me, every single club is looking at that squad and they're like, you need 2 wingers. Like, you absolutely need 2 wingers. We are going to Verona with Mbangula starting, and yes, he did well, but like, it's still not ideal. Savona starting, like, that's what we're trying to do. Every single club on this planet know we are desperate, and know at the end of the day we are gonna need to pay. Because you cannot tell Motta, hey, this is it, man. Figure it out. For the Serie A, the Champions League, the Coppa, Supercoppa, Club World Cup. Figure it out. Everybody knows we need at least 2 wingers. Everybody knows you cannot not sign Koopmeiners right now. Now, the title of the show, and I will read out the chat in a couple of seconds, people. The title of the show is 4 deals in 7 days. Why I don't think we're going to sign 4 deals. I see people talking about we're not going to sign 3 wingers. I agree, but that's how the news got outed today. Basically, the idea is it never changed. Like Padula said, it's one player you buy, quote unquote, outright. Gonzalez, obligation to buy. It's not really outright, but you know what I mean. It will get done. Fiorentina know we're gonna get our money. No matter what's gonna happen, you're gonna buy him next summer, and we will get our money. That's the one Padula was talking about. The other ones were loans, and that's Conceicao or Jadon Sancho. That's it. It's not all 3 of them right now. Yes, we're in talks for all 3 of them, and you should, because you left it so late that you need to have options. Maybe Manu is like, yeah, you can have him on loan, and people hit the like button because we only have 10 likes. Smash the like button. But Manu might say, you can get him on loan with an option, fine. Then you can say to Dortmund, sorry, Or Porto. Porto can flip it and say you can have Conceicao on loan with an option, and you can tell Manu, yeah, forget about it. We got Conceicao, we move on. That's one of the 2 right now. We're not going to sign 3 wingers because it doesn't make sense. Like, it really doesn't make sense. Right now, to sign 3 wingers, it makes no sense. Because, yes, you still have Timothy Weah, you have Yildiz. You're only going to sign 3 wingers. And even then, I don't think it's going to happen. If the club is like, yeah, Koopmeiners is not joining. Koopmeiners is just not happening. So we're going to compensate, and we're going to have 3 wingers, and we're going to push Yildiz in that role a little bit. That's the only way you even attempt of bringing in 3 wingers. But even then, I don't think that's ideal. What are you going to do? Mid-season, you started and you need to bring in 3 different wingers, knowing that 2 of them are on loan with an option. So are they going to say maybe yes, maybe not? Maybe the option is too high that you already know they're not going to say next season. The main thing is the same. They need to bring in Koopmeiners because that's the absolute main target. And it's actually crazy that 7 days from now, the window kind of shuts and he's still not here. That's actually insane when you think about it. And on top of that, again, you have 2 wingers right now. 2 wingers. That's the situation. So no, we're not going to sign 3. The only way that's going to happen, and even then, again, I'll say I don't think it's an option, is if the club is like, okay, Koopmeiners is not joining, Yildiz, you go up there, and yeah, we need 2 wingers. We need an extra winger because just to make up for the numbers. But right now, we don't have that right now. We absolutely do not have that money to bring in all these players. That's why we are offering loans with options. That's why it's taking ages. That's why clubs are saying, nah, man, why should we loan you a player with an option? Like, I don't like to do that. Being a Juve fan, I don't like, even for the players I want out of my club, the only player I accept that is Arthur, because his wage is insane. That's why I said probably Manu will do the same thing with Jadon Sancho. But the other players are not in that scenario. The wages are okay, and so on and so on. If we loan out Kostic with an option to buy, I'm pissed. Like, I'm absolutely pissed. Yes, we get the money out of the books, the wages for the season, but I'm pissed because next season he might be back. You need to have an obligation in those deals. The Chilio, you need to get rid. That's I would be absolutely pissed if that happens to a player like Kostic. But that's that, yeah. So 4 deals in 7 days. No, we failed to do 1 deal in 31 days. Yeah, you got you got Kalulu, but I mean, Milan kind of pushed him to you, and even then it took kind of way too long, But 1 month, in 1 month, we did absolutely nothing. So no, it's not gonna happen. Even 3 signings, I think, is already extreme right now. But let me read out a few chats. Let me scroll up a little bit, or actually entirely. Okay, let me bring this one up. 100 mil for Kobe and Nico is too much, not worth the money, and we shouldn't do business with Italian teams anymore. If it was Inter or anyone else, it would easily sell players. I've said it many times: do not business with Italian teams. Because Nico, you're overpaying. Koopmeiners, you're also overpaying. But I like Koopmeiners, so you need to sign him right now. But I've said it 1,000 times, and somebody actually called me out under my video saying, but think about the league. I don't give two what's about the league. We are the richest club in the country by a country mile. Yes, right now the situation is messed up, but if the books are even, we are the richest club, and nobody should be able to compete with us if you do your business smartly and properly, like we have done when we won 9 in a row, basically, or up to that point. Nobody can compete with us. If you make the easy, and you can miss on a player in there, but if you make rational, good decisions, we are the richest club in the country. I don't care if Atalanta are struggling. I don't give two whats. I don't care that Sassuolo goes down. I absolutely do not care about these things, because the league is what it is. You need to think about yourself. If we sell players or sign players from the league, do you think the league is going to get better? You think millions of people are going to start watching the league because we are selling players to Sassuolo, or we're giving Sassuolo and Atalanta money? No, that's not going to happen. It's rubbish to watch. It is what it is, So I agree with that part. Yeah, but it's too late right now. Like there are no other options. Like you cannot say I'm not going to do it now because Motta has no team. So we have no choice. The drop in quality from Kobe, Nico to Conceicao and Sancho is big in my opinion. Yeah, but it's Kobe, Nico, and one of Conceicao and Sancho, so it's not really right now. We don't need 3 wingers. I'd rather get an additional defender. Right now, I don't need a defender because we got Kalulu. So imagine what the next one up is, So I absolutely do not want an extra defender right now in this situation. I'm so infuriated with this off season. I attempted to call in, but nobody will understand my accent. Where are you from, Eddie? Because my English is also not on point, and everybody can understand me. If you ask me, I ditched that Cope and Gonzalez deal and get on signing 2 wingers. Atalanta and Fiorentina need to learn a lesson, and besides that, I feel like mids are enough for 2-man midfield, but nobody is as good as Koopmeiners in our midfield. And Motta wanted Koopmeiners. That's the key player. You cannot back out right now. You just can't. You absolutely cannot, because you're setting up your coach to fail. You're setting him up to fail. Like if you made a decision that he's your main target and you promise you get him in, you need to bring him in. And people smash the like button. Do it now, because we only have 26 likes, which is kind of sad. I really don't want Sancho. He's so inconsistent and he has a big ego. English players are overhyped and overpriced. I don't agree with the ego thing. I'm not even sure where that came from. If you believe Italian English media, then yes, he has a big ego. But if you just listen to Dortmund and teammates, it's absolutely not the case. They told us Rabiot is a mess. His agent, his mother is an insane person. Excuse me. And when he comes in, he will cause troubles. Ever since, like, when he played with us, what was it, 4 years, 5 years? We didn't hear a single word from his mom. Not a word. But he got portrayed like that just because he didn't want to sign a new deal with PSG. The French media came after him and told him, his mom this. But he played for us, and I never heard a single word from his mom. Not in the media, nothing leaks. It was just perfect from Rabiot. The issue was it was not good enough in my opinion. But from his agent, nothing came out. But if you believe the stories coming out of France when he joined us, you thought we were gonna sign somebody who had Mino Ariola as his agent, which was absolutely not the case. So that's why I said do not always believe the media, because that not always goes well. The funny part is Chiesa was way better than Sancho. It's really sad. We had Chiesa 2.5 years out of massive injury and under Allegri, and when we start playing football, he's being pushed out. I'm sorry. Where is the chat going? Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, you guys are just fighting each other in the chat, so have a go, I guess. But if you want to have something to say, call in. I'm from South Philadelphia. Mauricio from around Turin tells me of all the English speaker he met and the only one he can understand. Well, you can give it a go, I guess. It must be better than my English, because I'm not, from America, so or from England, and people can understand me, so it'll probably be okay, I guess. I will love Sancho, but Mota is no BS guy, and Sancho is known to show up late in training and refusing to press. Refusing to press, the talent is there, but yeah, again, but that's on Mota. If Mota signs off of that, and they know if he's late in training, they get briefed on these things, and you sign off, then you cannot turn around and say, I'll punish him because he's late in training. Then you need to accept that. For Thiago Mota, if Sancho comes in and he's one time late, and Mota punishes him, I will be like, yeah, I'm not with you, Mota, because you knew he has that tendency to do that. So, and you still signed off for that deal, so you cannot turn around now and punish him for that, because what is actually the point right now? What is the point? And I'm assuming he's gonna sign off of the Sancho deal, right? Because the wages, and maybe it will be an obligation to buy whatever. You don't sign these type of players, especially those specific players. You can give a coach, even Mota, a squad player, maybe like no, Cabal is not a squad player right now. Maybe a Mckennie, because he's a squad player apparently. You can give him that, and he was like, fine. And if he doesn't do well, I just don't play him. But with Jadon Sancho or Conceicao, these are going to be key players. So you cannot just hand him those players without him signing off to him, because they're a key part of the squad right now. Or not right now, but they should be, because we don't have those positions filled. We don't have those positions on lock. We don't have subs for those positions. So you cannot just show up at the Continental and tell Mota, by the way, Conceicao and Sancho are coming in next week, and Mota's like, I don't want these players, and Giuntoli's like, yeah, whatever, you're gonna get them. Like, that cannot happen. But it's actually insane that we're going to Verona and we don't have a squad. We didn't actually have a squad against Como, and now you have Thuram and we are out as well. It's actually insane. Like, you literally have Fagioli and Danilo on the bench, and Kalulu. That's just, like, maybe it's just me, but that's just insane. That's absolutely crazy, but whatever. I'm sorry, but Sancho has to come to Juve under our terms, especially with the salary. Oh, I agree 100%. I agree. Do you think Chiesa to Barca is a done deal? Let me talk about Chiesa to Barca, because the news suggested it's moving fast, but they don't even have the money to register Dani Olmo. So I don't believe a single word from the Chiesa Barcelona news. Not a single word. Like, it got put out there again, like, oh, it's extremely close, it's a done deal. They're struggling to sign up actually Dani Olmo to play official games. So why would I believe that Chiesa is close? I don't think it's even close to being close, to be honest. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And then you hear reports that he needs to drop his wage to 4 million. I'm like, this is just not gonna happen, is it? Like, that's just absolutely not gonna happen. It feels like for Barca, there's like, yeah, we will sign Chiesa, but it also feels like at one point, if they see, yeah, it's not gonna happen, they're like, yeah, screw you, we don't need you. Like, it's not a priority for them. So I do absolutely not believe the Chiesa Barca news right now. Like, not for 1 second. I just don't. Yeah. I was upset about selling Chiesa for 30 million. Now we're down to 10 million. Gosh, Giuntoli messed up on this one big time. Chiesa is to blame, of course, but I keep saying they should have found the middle ground. Yeah, but the middle ground was Chiesa refusing to leave. So the middle ground was not, don't say a contract renewal, because that was never any sort of ground. Not the middle, like not far away, like absolutely no ground whatsoever. So the only option was Chiesa accepting the decision of the club of moving him on way early. He didn't do that, and now we're in this situation. Chiesa could be close, we will see. I don't believe that, Reno. Will you take Skriniar on loan? Absolutely not. I don't rate Skriniar. I just don't rate Skriniar. I thought one season at Inter I was like, or maybe 2 seasons I was like, wow. But other than that, I never was a fan of Skriniar. And Skriniar PSG, yeah, like absolutely not. But again, that might just be me. That might just be me. How old is Skriniar, by the way? Is he 29? Turning 30, maybe? I think something around that. Like, that's just an absolutely no-go. Even on loan, like, no. It's not needed. is absolutely not needed for that one. Somebody in the chat earlier on, I cannot scroll back, I'm sorry, said, what do you think about Danilo? Because a report came out that he was getting benched again against Verona. We play Verona. As like everybody knows what I think about Danilo. I don't rate him. I don't think. Oh, he's 29. I don't rate Danilo. I don't rate Danilo one bit as like Danilo's not a scrub. Like he's not a scrub, Danilo. I do just like he's just an average, like an okay normal player. Like nothing special about Danilo. If you lose Danilo, I'm like cool, like whatever. You know, I don't know how many players out there who can do what Danilo does. Like he offers absolutely nothing out of the ordinary. So if he's being benched, I'm not surprised. Like I'm absolutely not surprised that Danilo gets benched by. And I said it. I think it was a podcast with Julian, if I'm not mistaken. I said, and he said it as well. And Kanan, who came on the channel, they all had a feeling that he will be benched throughout the season. And I said, it might happen early, you know, for very obvious reasons. Like he's slow. Like he's a very slow player. And yes, Bremer is not the fastest, but Bremer is defensively miles ahead of Danilo. He's just not like benching him, heading or giving Gatti the armband and not Locatelli kind of tells me that Motta has absolutely no issue to tell Danilo you're gonna be a squad player, and maybe he's gonna be a starter again. But his contract is insane. He's on, was it 4.5, and it kicks in for another year if he plays. I need to lie now. Was it 70% of the games or something? I mean, come on. You know, I think Motta knows these things, and the way Giuntoli is operating this summer, he definitely told Motta that that's gonna happen. You know, if he plays that amount of the games next season, he is on the squad, and we need to sell that type of player. 50%. That's insane. Like that's actually insane. Whoever made that deal happen, there's only one place for these people. Like that's just insane. Why would you give Danilo, was he 32, 33? That type of deal. That's just insane. That's just absolutely insane. So I 100% believe that Giuntoli and Motta talk these things over. And obviously that's not the main reason. But I also think, you know, Motta wants more mobile players, and Danilo is absolutely not mobile whatsoever. And also defensively, it's just okay. Like it's nothing special. Like I've seen him getting cooked so many times. And if we play the way we play, and there's a lot of open space to cover, and I don't even think Gatti and Bremer are excellent in that, by the way. But Danilo is 100,000% not good at it. I've seen him in open play. I remember Roma games and games in the Champions League. When it gets stretched, he is horrendous. Like he loses track of everything. You know, he's late. You know, and he has a odd game here and there where he's absolutely brilliant. But everybody has that. You know, everybody. I've seen Maguire have absolutely insane, brilliant games. Even the first game I watched against was it Fulham? He was brilliant, Maguire. But everybody can have a good game here and there. But overall, it's not good enough. So if Danilo gets benched against Verona, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised, you know, because this is not Allegri's Juve. This is not you get your spot no matter what. Kostic, Danilo. It doesn't matter what happens. You guys are not going to play. Like, I think Motta proved that he doesn't care what your name is. If you show up in training and if you have certain abilities, you know, then you're going to play. And I don't think Danilo has so. So I have absolutely no problem with that. Man, if you manage to get Danilo out after Rabiot, I will call this a great mercato. I don't think it's going to happen now. Also because you need to replace him. That's very unlikely. I think that's more so for next summer. If Danilo goes, we have no winners left except for Locatelli. The squad lacks leadership as it is. I don't think he's going to go now, right now, Eddie, by the way. But what did that leadership and winning mentality do for us the last couple of seasons? It did nothing. You create new winners by winning, and you create new leaderships by creating new leaderships. And like leadership comes natural. With Danilo, that did not come natural. Like nobody can convince me that the Danilo Capitano thing came natural. You just need to open social media and see the reactions. That's not a natural reaction. Like that's just absolutely not natural. That's just not natural. That got absolutely forced for a good 2 years by the club. And it's sickening because I look at it and I'm like, you are not that guy. Like, you're just not that guy. If If the clubs are doing that with Gatti, I will have the same issue. I'm like, let Gatti be Gatti. I don't rate him. But he turns out to be that leader and a very good player, fine. But let it happen naturally. Don't put it every single week out there and do the he's a great leader thing. I will judge that. I will see that on the pitch. You don't need to tell me that. And when he comes out with interviews and talks about very basic stuff, we need to show. What interview was that after? I cannot recall which game. And he did an interview that was just a snippet out of some sort of motivation, seminar or something. I'm like, that's just absolutely BS. I'm sorry. That was Chat GPT generated stuff. It was not believable. And I was listening to it and I was like, I'm sorry. I'm not buying this. It's not natural. And that's why I have an issue with that, And on top of that, you're not a good player. You're not that guy. And people, link for Colin is in the chat, by the way. Somebody asked me, how can I become a member? I will put that link as well in the chat because for some reason it's not working. Link for that is in the chat as well now, so you can click that and reach out to me, and I will put you in the Discord group where you can do your predictions and win stuff at the end of the season, like a jersey. But yeah, let me scroll down the chat again anymore. I wouldn't keep Danilo over Bremer. Danilo can go. Well, nobody would, I think. Absolutely nobody would do that. But let's agree, starting Savona instead of Danilo is ridiculous, whatever his contract says. If Mota thinks Savona is better, which right now, I'm going to be honest, I don't think so, then Mota is, like, when he started in Bangula, everybody was like, huh? And it turned out to be great. Will it happen with Savona? Maybe it's too much, when you start him and in Bangula, maybe it's too much, but that's up to Mota. That's what I said. If he comes out and he said, in training, what I saw from Savona is much, much better than Danilo, and it's much more helpful than Danilo, then, yeah, I will back that decision. That's not the issue. The issue right now is that we don't have enough players. That is my biggest issue, more so than him starting Savona, because look at the squad. He doesn't have any options right now. It's this or, Danilo, and you need to make that decision right now. But let's agree. Okay. But he's not. Danilo plays for the national team. Yeah, but I don't look, I like you, and you're always in the chat. I don't get the idea of Rabiot plays for the national team. Kostic plays for the national team. The Brazilian national team is rubbish. It's poor. It's not good. So I don't even know what that means, to be honest. It's not calling you out, by the way. But I don't know what that means. Milik, all these players play for the national team. It didn't help us. We all want these players out for a good reason, by the way. So I don't buy that. Ask Ronaldinho what he thinks about Danilo being the captain. If you miss Koopmeiners, do you think Yildiz should play as number 10? He will. He will. That's what I said earlier on. If we get 3 wingers, which I don't think is going to happen, but that's only if you don't sign Koopmeiners. If you get them 2 on loan, then the club will jump on that, and probably Yildiz will be moved. But that's not ideal because you promised Thiago Motta Koopmeiners. Yeah, I know Savona didn't call up for the under 20s. I've seen that again. That's just he will get called up. Mbangula got called up. He will probably get a call up for friendly games for the Belgian national team. If he plays like this and if he plays regularly, he will get called up by Tedesco because that's the coach Tedesco has. Also, Belgium have a rubbish team. It's all over the place, so he needs to do something. So we probably get a call up as well. Elise Savona has pace, says Hanin. That, yes, I agree. Defensively, is still very raw. So that's, I think, what Luke means, with experience. I think that's more so what he's talking about. Verona are a good team, by the way. If you watched the Napoli game, I didn't watch 90 minutes. I've watched the last, 40 minutes, about 40 minutes. And they look good. They look really, really good, So they pressed Napoli a lot. That's going to be an issue for us. I'm going to do my preview on Sunday, by the way. So maybe that's why Luke is thinking, okay, Danilo is more trustworthy, I guess, proven to cope with those situations. But Again, if Mota's like, nah, I didn't like what I saw from Danilo in training, I did like what I see from Savona, then yeah, I will back him playing Savona. Again, that's not really my issue. My issue is that he is in the situation where he needs to make those type of decisions. That's my issue, and that's not on him. That's on Giuntoli. That's all I was trying to say. Yeah, whatever happened to Justin and Julian, busy. Julian, you can see he comes on from now and then, but yeah, life, life. That's what it is, I guess. Do you think Kalulu's fit enough to start Monday? Well, he had a preseason with Milan, so he's fit. 100%. I think he's fit. Is he match fit? Like he will probably, he 1000% will miss match rhythm because he hasn't played much games in the last year or so. So he will miss that. But I think he's ready. He's not gonna start. I don't think he's gonna start. I think he will play Savona. I really think he will play in Savona. So yeah. We need Koop. We need someone who can deliver the last pass. He is great, but still need time to flourish, and he will have ups and downs. Again, Mota wants Koop because Koopmeiners is proven. Like, it's proven that what he does, he is one of the best in the league. Again, I did a video 2 days ago, maybe, where I said that right now, the priority of this club right now, what it should be, forget about Europe. What happens in Europe happens in Europe next season. It is what it is. We know how far we are off from, I don't know, the top teams. Even the top 10. We need to be completely honest. That doesn't really matter right now. What was I saying now? I forgot what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, that was I talking about. Forget about Europe right now. Right now, at this moment in time, the only thing that really, really matters for this club is get back up to pace with the best in Italy. And the best in Italy right now is Inter. That should be the main focus. That should be the main goal. Obviously, go in Europe and don't get embarrassed. I get it, fine. But right now, the main goal of this club should be get back up there in Serie A, compete, win, whatever, be up there, be in a position that at the start of the season you're like, we're one of the favorites to win the title, if not the favorite. That's that. From there you go to Europe. You cannot skip any phases right now. Like, we are not in a position to skip any phases. So if you get Koopmeiners, you get one of the best in the leagues, which should put you up there. That's what the club is trying to do, and I'm okay with that. Because that midfield absolutely got a makeover, complete makeover. Also, Miretti out on loan to Genoa. I'm okay with that. No option to buy, even better. Play for a season, then we will see. Then we will see how this will go. We will see if you can come back. If you're good, whatever. But I think it's a good move. They lost Gudmundsson and Retigui. I watched them against Inter. They're probably not a team that you can easily push to the side, but they lack some quality. It's obvious. If you miss two players like Retigui and Gudmundsson for a team like Genoa, yeah, you're gonna take a step back. But I think it's a good move. And people, we only have 47 likes, which is not good enough. So let's at least get 75 before we wrap the live show up. And if you want to call in, link for that is in the chat, which I lost for some reason. I'll put the link again in the chat. But yeah, let me read out a few comments. Okay. Should Giuntoli have secured alternatives to Koop since we are chasing him? Maybe, but what is the alternative? Like, when you go from Koopmeiners, you're gonna go way down. Way down. And that's what I had with the backline. I was like, don't invest in way down. Because if that's the case, just figure it out right now with Kalulu, loan with option. And the next season you try to fix that. If that's really the case. But right now, we don't have another option. It's Koopmeiners or bust. Um, Coming crazy, but Juve is going to win the title this season. Inter are an aging team. Milan's not deep enough. Well, we are not deep enough, Master G. Like, we're worse than Milan right now. Atalanta can kiss my ass. Roma, lol, don't make me laugh. We will win. You're optimistic. Do you think Nico Gonzalez will come to expectations under Thiago Motta? I think he's a little overrated, especially for 40 million. It's crazy. You will be a main starter. I think you will starter. Like 40, little under 40, I agree. Like the price is way too high. Like it's way too high. I 100% agree with that. But again, like we are waiting for this late to get these players in, and clubs know that. So we have absolutely no control, right? Like zero control is what we have right now, and we need to accept that we have zero control at this moment in time. What are you gonna do about that? If goal comes, will Locatelli sit on the bench or Douglas Luiz? I'm afraid a little bit that Thiago Motta will bench Douglas Luiz a lot this year because of his first season. I favor Locatelli. He will rotate like he did against, with Bologna. Excuse me. He will rotate players. But again, we play 8 Champions League games at least. We play 38 Serie A games, 4 Supercoppa games, at least 1 Coppa Italia game. I don't know how many World Cup games. 3, 4. I don't even know how that kind of works. But you play, you're about to play at least almost 50 games this season. You need players. You need a squad, and it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, Mckennie say that's kind of my worry. Like, I'm not sure why. If you get Koopmeiners, I'm not really sure why Mckennie is here. Like, I don't get that one. I really don't get one. Like, that one. Like, where are you going to play? Let's say Koopmeiners joins and you have Fagioli, you have Koopmeiners, you have Locatelli, you have Thuram, and I'm probably blanking out someone, maybe. Then you have Mckennie. I'm not, like, I think it's way too much for that. Like, the Mckennie part is way too much, but yeah. Lewis Ferguson, yeah, he's injured, so that's not an option. 55 games, potentially I have no issue rotating midfield and keeping everybody happy. Do you get frustrated as a content creator with this club, or do you love all the drama BS in Italy? Well, I don't love the drama. Last season was frustrating, but that was just purely results. That's this is a hobby, so I don't get. Yeah, I get like, even if I don't do this, I still get frustrated because I want to win stuff. But doing this actually helps. It actually does help, because I can vent, and if somebody wants to come on, I let these people come on and we can have a discussion. So actually this helps. It was a lot worse when I just needed to argue with myself. Bayern again with a 90+ winner. Wait, they were 2-0 up. How did they end up needing a 90+ winner? Oh my god. They got caught up? How did it? Oh my god, 90+11. They missed the pen and he tapped it in. That's actually insane. Oh my god. That's actually insane. They did that in the Super Cup as well, no? Scored late and then went on winning it on pens. Was it against Stuttgart? I think it was. That's just actually insane. Let me... Oh my god. They 100% have some black magic there going on. It's like Real Madrid in the Champions League. They have... Let me see. Because he missed a pen. That's actually insane. But yeah, Ealing Jr. agreed to deal to join Bologna on loan. Didn't see that coming. Well, I mean, the moment he got told that he's not part of Aston Villa's plan for this season, I really saw that coming. That he was coming back to the Serie A. I thought that was definitely an option. Yeah. Whoever is calling in, can you hear me? No. Give me 1 sec. Oh, that's a lot of sound. Whoever is calling in, I cannot really bring you on because there's a lot of background sound. I cannot bring you in on stream like that, because it will absolutely glitch. So I'm not really sure if you can fix that, because I know you're outside. I can see you're outside, but the background noise is a lot. How will you rank the top 5 leagues in Europe as of today? Is Serie A third, which I prefer to watch, or general? It's quality wise, like real quality. I think Spain. I don't watch the league, but there's a lot of. I don't watch that much of Spain league, but there's a lot of quality in that league. Quality wise, oof, I don't know, man. England should be top with the players they have, but they don't really show that, in Europe. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I think Italy's definitely not 5. I know we make fun of that, and we joke about it, but I don't think Italy's 5. I think it's much more. It's much better than people give them credit for. Mbangula looks already more complete than Junior. Is that fair to say? I get what you're trying to say, but is that fair to say? Considering how we played Junior as a wing back, as a left back, I don't think it's really fair towards Junior. Don't forget, Yildiz is number 10. That means extra midfielders. Many people, yeah. But we still play a lot of games. We still play. Okay. Again, who's calling in? The sound, the background sound. It's overpowering everything. So maybe you need to try some earpieces or something, because it's way too much. If I put that on stream, nobody can listen to it. To be honest, because it's gonna glitch. I think the Premier League is ahead of Spain. Italy, Germany are far similar. I like to watch the German league. I watch the Belgium league a lot. Probably nobody's gonna watch the Belgium league from you guys, but it's actually a fun league to watch. It's actually good. At times it's exciting. Some good players. It's open. It's fun. But again, I don't expect anyone who's living. Okay, the next caller, you need to mute me because I can hear myself. But yeah, going back to the main point of the video, which was bringing in 3-4 wingers. I see updates coming in from Nico Shira on YouTube, and every single news piece is the same. So actually nothing is moving. Now, usually nothing happens during the weekend, but it's the last weekend to do something. So I'm assuming we're actually going to do something, or we should be doing something this weekend, because you cannot take a day off, even if you're a club selling, or if you're a club, definitely if you're not a club buying, you cannot take a weekend off right now. You just absolutely cannot take a weekend off. You can't. Is Sancho really this close? The only outlet who said it was close was The Athletic. And I actually will be surprised if it's close. I think it's one of those deals that it will get done at the end of the window, if it gets done, unless Man U wake up tomorrow, or whoever, the directors of Man U, are like, we need to get him out. Yes, take him on loan with an option, and we'll pay part of the fee, or maybe it needs to be an obligation, but we set it a bit lower, and you pay the wages for this season, and then next season you will figure it out. I don't know. But that needs to come from Man U right now. And I don't have a feeling, going off Italian sources, that it's at that stage. I don't think we're at that stage right now. I don't think we're in a stage where Man U are, okay, take him off our hands right now. Again, the Athletic said so, but even the Athletic was kind of vague with that reporting. They just said it's close, kind of, but not really. It's a loan with an obligation. So I don't know, like a very weird feeling about that deal. Even the Conceicao one, like the only one that's, I don't want to say it, like you should kind of circle in and be like, yeah, it's gonna happen, should be Gonzalez and Koopmeiners, because yes, Conceicao is not part of the squad, but Gonzalez hasn't been for like 2 weeks, and Koopmeiners is not training for like almost a month right now. Do you rate Sancho? I rated him extremely highly, but like every player going to Man U, you kill off your career, and he kind of killed off his career. I still think if he comes in, he will be. I think he will do well under Mota. You know, if he gets into space and he has the freedom to actually roam and move, I think he will do well. I think he really do well. But again, if the fee and all those things are too high, then I'm like, no, you know, then no. Do you rate Sancho? No. Do you rate Mirko Di Natale? Yeah, he's good. He's a good source. He's a good source. Who's a bigger Juve legend, Tevez or Dybala? Who do you prefer? For me, it's Tevez. If you need to give me the option, let's say you can tell me you can get one of these players back, and they will play for your club for 10 years. I will take Tevez any day of the week. But longevity, it's Dybala. I don't call Dybala a legend of the club, by the way. You know, like I didn't call Bonucci one for obvious reasons, and I didn't call Quadrado one just purely because of longevity before he joined Inter. Excuse me, but that's actually a good question. But I would take Tevez back because I think talent-wise, Tevez was a notch above that. So, and Dybala is extremely talented, and I like Dybala. What he did for the club, like, it was a joy to watch. But Tevez, man, those 2 seasons that with us were just devastating. Like, the impact was insane. And Dybala had impact for us as well, but the impact Tevez had was impact like straight into, like, it was there. Like, you couldn't get around the impact Tevez had. It's just incredible, you know. It was unbelievable. Like, him leaving, I felt so pissed because we got promised to get 1 more year out of him. Again, if he wanted to leave, fine, I get it. He wanted to go back to his home country, but Tevez was unbelievable to watch. Like, unbelievable to watch, you know. Actually a joy to watch. Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm gonna bring you in, but the viewers are gonna tell me if the background noise is maybe too much. So I'll bring you in 1 second, and people. Wait, let me. What's your name? Oh, you called in once, right? Yeah. Let me bring you in 1 second. Yeah, I think people can hear you now. Okay, Tom, and people in the chat, let me know if the background noise. I kind of try to snooze it, so hopefully it does work. But Tom, go straight to the point before something happens. What do you think? You know, a lot of news, like I described, the last 24 hours. But actually, if you deep it, not really that much of news. Would you agree, or do you believe it's actually finally, with 7 days, 6 days basically in Europe, moving at a lightning pace? Wait, people are saying they can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You can go
No,
now. They can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm outside, so it's probably hard to hear here. But yeah, I think they had a lot more calm about the whole Mercato than we did. Like, I've been waiting for players every day, but I think they know really what's happening. I think they know the teams and the directors. I think they all kind of know. It's just a matter of things having to fall into place. It's just not fast enough for us. But when we're talking about, 50 million, 20 million, even 5 million, it's so much money that they can't rush these things, especially not like the way they do in other leagues. So I think they're actually working with calm, and it just seems chaotic for us. But I mean, other than that Tobido deal, um, everything seems to have been with an understanding that they knew where they were going.
Are you like? Do you think four is pushing because 3 of them are wingers and doesn't really make sense? So let's say 3. Do you think we will get the rumor three in being, well, obviously Koopmeiners, Gonzalez, and then one of Conceicao or Jadon Sancho. Do you think Giuntoli can actually pull that off in 6 days? And on top of that, it's not really depending on him right now, is it? You know, otherwise Koopmeiners would have been at this club for a good month right now.
Right. That's why I think that they understand what's happening. Unless somebody plays a trick on them, you know, like and says that there's like if Fiorentina is running them along. I doubt that. But if that's the case, because they would need the money more than we would, you know, and if they can't get rid of like a Nico Gonzalez or now Koopmeiners, who's going to sit the whole half a season or a full season, I don't think that they would be willing to do that unless, like I said, they have something else up their sleeve, but I don't think so. And I think we'll probably get what we want. I don't know if we really know everybody because now these players are common names to us, but we didn't hear about Conceicao before. You know, we didn't hear about all the other Porto players before until somebody brought it up. So we might get surprised, you know, and they may have been waiting for that all along. We just don't know. I think that if we're following the news, we just get more and more nervous. You know, I think if we just kind of sit back a little bit and, like you said, maybe 2 years, and now we're waiting now 1 week. But if, like you said, you know, if you look at the long picture, you know, it's much different than this just 1 week left. You know, I think they can be a little bit more calm than us. I think it's a little crazy going without another right back more than any other player for me. It seems glaring to me, unless they really are going to keep Cambiaso there. But I don't know. That's my only thing. But yeah, I think they'll get like Koopmeiners. I think was always kind of in the plan. And the other guys, it's like they have probably 2 or 3 options, and maybe a few that we don't know about. At least that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I like the only. I'm saying we get Koopmeiners because right now we don't have another option. There is no plan B. There's absolutely nothing. On top of that, you have Koopmeiners, you know, getting doctor prescriptions like I did, and probably a lot of you did, to get out of a school day, or like that's how it works here. You know, you want to get out of a school day, you get a doctor prescription. You're like, I have a headache or I'm stressed out, and it's like, here we go, 2 days off. You know, he's doing that at like, if let's say I brought that example up for many times. Like Bremer is doing this, and the club is you need to stay, and then match day 3 window is closed, Bremer starts. I mean, the fans in the stadium will eat him alive. You're like, nah, you wanted to go to Inter, for example. We are not having this. Get out. Like, it's toxic. And on top of that, you have a player playing for you who's like, I don't want to be here. I don't like you guys anymore. It's done, you know? So that's why I've always said right now, it feels like Atalanta are just petty about it right now. And I don't know, playing with it.
We're playing that with Chiesa, basically, and we're not going to bend, it seems like. So, I mean, you know, we at least we drew a line in the sand, at least with him. And if he's not going to accept something, then he's just going to sit. I don't like it, but at least you could see that that's how they're going into that direction as far as, you know, management.
Yeah.
You know, I'm assuming Atalanta and other teams would do the same if their players are you know, causing a mutiny. I kind of feel bad a little bit for Koopmeiners because it seems like they had a handshake agreement that they would let him go, and now they're kind of you know, holding him against that, and it makes it even worse now that Lukman is also tried to do the same, but that might actually impact us negatively. That they think all their players are trying to run now and they're going to hold on to them. I don't know, but yeah, we'll see. I think
somebody in the chat said maybe we offered not enough. Actually, if you go off reports, that hasn't been reported once, really. You know, maybe it's a bonus here and there, but it's not. The reports are not, we're 10 millions off. That has never been reported right now. So if we need to go off reports, I'm going off the reports, and I'm gonna say we offered enough. We offered enough. It's just Atalanta saying. And the next caller, I'll bring you in a second. By the way, I can see and hear you. It's just more Atalanta saying now, okay, we're not going to do this, you know, because it's like something snapped, you know. And what I think, my theory is that they told Koopmeiners last summer, you can leave for 45. I'm pushing it, but something like that. And he played extremely well. And they're like, we want more money right now, you know. Or actually, they thought they could convince Koopmeiners up to a point where Koopmeiners like, no, you're not convincing me. I'm not showing up into training. and now the bomb kind of exploded. Because if you listen to Gasparini's interview, and I read the interviews, so I went back to I wanted to see his facial expression. He was pissed with the club, saying that yes, the idea was to keep everything, but the idea was also to have the squad ready with the players who wanted to leave, the players who wanted to join. It should have all been sorted out. That didn't happen, and that's what he was calling out. He wasn't really calling out Juve, because if a player wants to join the club, then it is what it is, you know. But right now, Atalanta created this situation, not we. We didn't do anything. Maybe that's also the issue, that we didn't do enough too soon, earlier.
Our offer is close enough, because if it wasn't, we would either not be talking anymore at this point, it's too late, or another team would have come in by now. So it's really just a matter now on their end that they have to either accept it or make a decision.
Yeah, that's it. It's a weird one. Like 3 deals in 6 days sounds insane when you did 1 loan deal in 31 days. That's like that's probably the pessimistic side of me saying, yeah, very unlikely, especially if you're trying to sign players on loan with options. I don't think any club is really, waiting for those type of deals, unless it's a player with extremely low value where they're like, yeah, whatever, we can do this. But with big value, I don't think any club is really waiting for it. So let's see. Final question before I bring the next caller in. We played against Como. We played Verona. What do you make of that Como game, and what do you think about the Verona game now that Timothy Weah and Thuram are also out, and we already have a 10 squad?
Yeah, it was a great game, the Como game. I mean, I think we're probably going to miss both, but I really want to see more about Thuram. Maybe this will kind of speed up Douglas Luiz coming in, which is nice to see. We'll see how that goes. But I think we need to have a little patience as well, because the first game that we lose or tie, or something happens and they start questioning it, we're going to go from people saying that we were going to win the Scudetto this year. Now, if the next thing happens against Verona and we tie or lose, it's going to be relegation. So we have to be a little bit calm. The top teams, it seems like all the fans are always trying to jump one way or the other, but you have to be a little bit calm, and it's a long season. I've been following since Juventus since I was 9, so I'm 46. So we've seen so much. So if you've been watching for long enough, you get a little bit of patience, and you kind of know what's going to happen. So maybe this game, maybe the Roma game, we'll see if things don't go our way. But I think we have to have a little patience, and as long as, and I think you said it, as long as the team's moving in the right direction, and at least they're looking like they're trying to make plays, make passes, trying to be aggressive. If we're down and we're aggressive and we lose by, another 2 or 3 more goals, it doesn't matter, as long as we look like we're trying. That's all we're asking for. So as long as we keep that up, everybody, directors, the players, the coach, I think we're going to move in the right direction, because it seems like, you can see when a team is trending upward or downward, and I think it looks like we're going in the right direction as long as we just keep doing what we're doing.
Okay, so confident. I'm willing to give it time. That's what especially now, after the Como game. Yeah, Como's not good. I get it. I think that was clear. But we have, our squad is not, it's not even close to being ready right now, which is crazy. So I will give it time, and we will see where it actually we will end up, I guess. But Tom, thanks for calling in, because I can see you were taking a walk, but appreciate it. Enjoy the walk, and speak to you soon.
Bye.
Next one, can you hear me? Probably not, but let me know if you can hear me so I can bring you in, because you're in the calling room, so I cannot hear you as well. Juve talks with Man United to sign Jadon Sancho. Yeah, we talked about that as well. As for Julian Yield is an alternative to Koop. Well, if you don't get Koopmeiners, then in some sort of capacity, especially Yield is, but I don't like that. Shouldn't be the mindset, is it? Is that just is like, okay, we didn't get anyone in, so we'll move on. All the talks are advanced, probably ready to close. All or most of them. The problem is other clubs holding back their assets. Yeah, also because we're offering 80. Oh my God, Karina. I'm gonna say Karina, because we're offering loans with options, and yeah, clubs want money, or like assurance that they're gonna get their money even next summer, because you can loan out a player, you can pick up a big injury, and then you have a player with absolutely no value anymore, basically. So that's kind of what it is right now. And the next caller, you're in, but I cannot hear you. Let me know if you can hear me. Otherwise, you need to jump in and out again really quickly. But yeah, Di Marzio will speak in about 5 minutes. Pedula will speak in about 5 minutes. I have it on, but I can obviously not listen to it. Otherwise, we get copyrighted. So it's going to be interesting. If they have an update, fine. But right now, I think we had all the updates basically the entire day. And the updates were, it's all talks and nothing really close or so. So I'm assuming it's not gonna change, from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock right now. We're just probably gonna need to wait to until Monday, until Saturday. But like somebody said, the deals are there to be done if clubs accept our terms, and that's kind of the issue. Hello, can you hear me? No. Okay. But yeah, that's that. Really quickly, before I kind of leave, unless the caller fixes the sound and I can hear him, I will be not live tomorrow because tomorrow is my day off. I will be live Sunday. Preview. Also next, when is the 29th? Is it Thursday, the 29th of September? 29th is Thursday, is the Champions League draw, which is going to be interesting. I'll do a live show to go over the Champions League teams. It's going to be interesting to see who we face, who we play. We will talk that over as well Thursday, because that's going to be my live show for a good week, next Thursday, because I'm going to the Roma game, and then I'm going to go on a little holiday. So I will be back the Friday afterwards again for a live show. But Thursday, it's a Champions League draw. Going to be interesting. Actually, it's going to be an insane week, because it's the final week before the transfers. We play Roma on that Sunday, Champions League draw on Thursday. It's going to be, we play on Monday against Verona as well. That's just insane. Like, that's actually insane. I'd give me one reason for Atalanta to delay the Koopmeiners deal: pride. Pride. And hoping they can still convince Koopmeiners, but I think it's very clear they cannot convince Koopmeiners. So something is really up with that deal. Something is not adding up right now. Something is not. We are probably missing something, and I'm not really sure what it is. And maybe it's we're offering not enough. But right now, there's not a single report saying we're so much off. The only report saying that we're off, it's like 2 million or 3 million in bonus that you can easily fix, I guess. So something is off. Like, actually, all the reports are saying that Atalanta are being pissed and they're not letting him go, which is insane. And again, we can sit here on September the 1st or whatever. I'm not going to sit here. And it could be we just signed Conceicao on loan and we got Gonzalez and no Koopmeiners. And I will shred Giuntoli to pieces because you kind of failed Motta right there. UEFA's gonna front load our tough matches since they know we aren't ready. Yeah. It's a computer who's gonna pick the system, which is much easier to manipulate, I guess. But it's gonna be interesting to see how we play, who we play at home, who we play away. I don't really mind the tough opponents. It is what it is. I just hope we play the tougher ones at home. That's all I'm hoping for right now. But it is what it is. It's Champions League, and we will see. But people, I'm gonna wrap this one up because nobody's calling in, or somebody tried, but it's not working. So I will try to do a call-in show next week because I'm a week off. So I'll try to do a call-in show on Wednesday. Probably do one on Wednesday. So stay tuned for that as well. Tomorrow video, Sunday live preview as always, and yeah, hopefully it's gonna be an eventful weekend in a good way. Maybe results going our way as well, but especially the transfers. Just need to make my peace, all of us, that the Verona squad is ready, and that's the squad we have right now. The same one plus Kalulu. So let's see what's gonna happen. But people, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and have a good night. Ciao.